Hello everyone, my name is Daryl. I work as a software developer, and in this video I'm going to be continuing my Let's Play of TIS-100. We're going to be doing level number 8 here today, which is Signal Edge Detector. And let's go ahead and get started. So for this one, we're going to read a value from in, compare value to previous value, write 1 if changed by 10 or more, if not true, write 0 instead. The first output is always 0. Okay, so it looks like with the first value here, they want you to go ahead and return 0, because I would have thought that you would kind of start from here and that the first value would be 1 because you're comparing these two. But in this case, they actually want you to return 0. If the first value is always going to be 0. Okay, and I wonder if it's true that none of the other values are 0. In the example that they have here, it's true. I'm just going to hit run real quick just so that I can see some of their tests after this and see if any of them have zeros in them. Or actually, of course, we need to actually output something to continue through the tests. So let's just move up to down. Obviously, this is going to be incorrect. Don't follow what I'm doing here. And move left. Oh my gosh, move left, down. Oh, well, let me go to the next test here. Okay, fine. All right, I'm going to clear these out. So I'm going to initially, because all I have to work off of is this, I'm going to assume that the only 0 that we're going to have in the sequence is the first value. So let's move from up to ACC, JEZ, 0, or since this is an exception case, how about we say jump not 0, NZ for not 0. Otherwise, we're going to be 0 here. So if it's the first value, then we just want to move ACC down and JMP end. We're going to end up needing we're going to need NZ here. And we'll put end here. We'll obviously need to put stuff in between here. General idea here is that if it's the first value, we just want to pass that on because it's just going to go straight to the end. But if it's not 0, move ACC left. The general idea with this one is we're going to want to save, which is going to save ACC to BAK. Then we want to move right into ACC. SWP, so it swaps ACC and back, and then move ACC right. And I think this is all this needs to do. At this point, it's just going to give ACC to the left, and then what it's going to end up getting back here, it's going to end up getting past the last value, the value that we need to subtract from. So then, sub left, JLZ, so jump if less than 0 to LZ. Well, it's actually jump if greater than 0 to GZ. We'll put GZ here. Otherwise, we can do neg, which will, so if it is less than 0 or a 0 in this case, doesn't really matter. It'll swap it to be positive. Then we're here. We know that we're going to have either a positive or 0. I don't want to do too many things. I wonder, is there actually like a limit to how many? Okay, you're capped by the amount of actual lines in the cell here, it looks like. So I don't want to do too many things in this one cell. So at this point, I have what the difference is. So I think at this point, I'll just move ACC down. We'll move it on to the next one because we want to make sure that we have enough room here. We don't want to do too many things here. So this one and this one are going to work together to calculate what the actual difference is in a positive, either positive or 0, and pass it on to this one. Once this one gets it, at the start of its calculations, it's going to move 10 to ACC. Then it's going to sub up once it gets it. If it's less than 0, JLZ to LZ for less than 0. If it's not, then we want to move 0 down. And then JMP end, LZ end. But if it's less than 0, we want to move 1 down. So all this is doing is figuring out whether it needs to pass a 1 or a 0, and then passing it on. And then from this point, I think you just need to move up, right, and move left, down. Let's go ahead and try this out. Okay, so it's not working. So I'll go ahead and step through it. Oh, wait a minute. Why is this? Let me see why. I think it's because this is messed up. Let me go ahead and step through this again. Oh, okay. So when it wraps back up to the top, it's doing a save. Maybe we don't want this save. What if we don't do the save? Okay, now it's working. Oh. Oh, let me run that again. I just want to see where it stops working so I can look at it. Because it works all the way until we get to the 9. Until the 9 gets input. So, okay. So we'll run it for a bit and stop. When does the 9 get off? Okay, so the 9's being offered up right now, but it's calculating the next one. Here we go. It's moving the 9 in. So the previous value is 13. Okay. So it's going to go here. It's going to move it to the left. That's going to get it. Swap. Move the last value to the right. It's going to sub it. It's a -4. So it's not going to do that jump. It's going to instead make that a 4. And then it's going to move ACC down. Okay, so that's fine. And this is going to accept that. And it's going to sub it. It's a 6. It's not less than 0. So it's going to move a 0 down. Okay, that's correct. So it's maybe after the 9? Oh, it's this 9. That's why. Okay, 1 second. All right, here we go. So this 9 is 10 away, so this should return a 1. But we'll wait until it actually accepts it. So now it accepts it, moves it to the left, that swaps, and it returns the last value, subs it, it becomes a -10, makes it a 10. That becomes a 0. So the difference is a 0. So it's going to return, it's going to move 0. Okay, I gotcha. So we want to just add another a JEZ. And then of course, well, it's still LZ, but if it's equal to 0, we also want it to pass that. Let's try that. There you go. Now we're working. Let's go ahead and do fast. All right. So slightly less than average on the cycle counts, average node count, and I'd say it's about average. Maybe even, well, you'd have to take the average of this, but it's probably about average instruction count. All right. So let's head back to the segment list. And that's going to be it for this one. We did Signal Edge Detector, which was level 8 in TIS. Hope that helped you guys out. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.